What's up everyone? My name is Paul and this is a 50cc Chinese scooter. This one is having some trouble with the starter.
It sounds like the starter is turning, but sometimes it doesn't make the engine turn. It has this problem more often when it's cold outside.
Let's take it apart and see what's going on.
The starter is an electrical component, so I'm disconnecting the battery first so I don't accidentally short out any wires. Next, the seat compartment comes out. Mine takes a 10mm socket and has 4 bolts. The carburetor comes out next. The throttle cable takes a 12mm wrench, the intake manifold takes a 10mm socket, and you may need a Phillips screwdriver for the intake. Also pull off the fuel and vacuum hoses and unplug the idle enricher. The starter is under this little cover and has 2 bolts holding it on. The bolts take an 8mm socket, and I'm using a Phillips bit with my ratchet to take off the power wire. And that's it, the starter is out. I want to test the starter, so I reconnected the power wire and I'm holding the ground with some vice grips. The starter is just an electric motor and it's working every time. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm putting it back in. Let's see what is going on behind that belt cover. Use a 10mm socket to get that kickstart lever off, and the cover bolts take an 8mm socket. This gear turns the engine when you use the kickstart, and this little piece is used when you hit the starter button. This is called a Bendix. When the starter turns, the gear moves out and engages with the bigger gear that goes to the engine. This Bendix is sticking. Also, it looks like I need a new belt. Luckily, I can still read the numbers. 723, 18, 30. I'll order one, but that's for another video. Let's see if I can get this Bendix to work a little better by spraying Triflo in there. That's better already. I'm adding a bit of grease and reinstalling it. I'm also just getting rid of this annoying gasket. The belt area isn't sealed anyway, so this gasket does nothing, other than being annoying of course. Now the cover bolts go back on, and don't forget about that kickstart lever.
Okay, I have the belt cover back on, so let's test that starter. Starts every time, so that is good. I can put it back together and I'm all done. Now I do still need to get a belt, but I'll hop online and go find one, and I'll see you guys next time.